What is going on, YouTube? Today we are reacting to how to fake an entire esports career without even ever playing the multi-year scheme of Tokyogurl. This is a video that I reacted to on stream. I do stream over at twitch.tv/TrueEarl, and even on this channel as well. You could find me live like around between 12 and 1 p.m. EST, and I usually stream for maybe a couple hours or something. If you want to come hang out, and I'll be happy to see you there. But then, yeah, this video is I read it on stream, and it's actually a pretty interesting one to check out. Like, I don't know how they didn't get caught sooner or anything like that. And honestly, I don't want to spoil too much. So I do hope you do enjoy today's video, and let's get right into it. How to fake an entire esports career without ever playing. I don't know how you even do that. I guess we'll learn. Will we be able to implement this IRL?
How far would you be willing to go in order to fake a life that isn't yours?
Pretty
in
far.
Today's world,
pretty far.
This is a question worth asking.
I can't tell if the video's playing or not.
Face it, there's too many people out there renting a sports car for a day, pretending that it's theirs. And God, if I see another guru on a tropical island claiming that they made it because they did a few stock trades,
oh my
then
God.
I might just
Welcome
burst
to
a
Instagram.
testicle. It takes common sense to understand that these people are using credit cards. This, of course, is all done in the hopes of trying to impress others. And while yes, it is...
No, it's also the hope of opening up a... What are they called? They're like your classes? Like the what's his name? Andrew Tate thing they did on Discord? Opening up a class? Or Ty Lopez? Ty Lopez, I think it's called? Ty Lopez?
It is done on a wide scale these days. I mean, this has gotten so big that there's an entire economy built around fake influencers. People who rent out mansions, sports cars, photographers, you name it, all in the hopes of appearing to be something that they are not. However, even though we've gotten to a point where this has gotten worryingly sophisticated with an entire economy built around it, all of this still pales in comparison to the fake life that esports athlete Nafat Warasin has lived for the last few years. An absolute rising star in one of Southeast Asia's most popular games. She managed to get signed to one of the top esports organizations of the region, which eventually led her to the highest honor imaginable, representing her country of Thailand in the 2025 Southeast Asia Games.
Wait, now, for gaming?
Yes, admittedly, throughout all this time, she definitely had some suspicious behavior. There were definitely some doubts in regards to her avoided nature, but her teammates attributed that to maybe her being awkward, to maybe being nervous.
Wait, is that the person right there in the center of the screen? Is this a person who faked it all and just to become like faking, I don't know what you call it, like just fake their entire identity?
You see, no one on her top team throughout so many hours playing with her could have ever guessed that her entire esports career has been nothing but fake. And no one could have even begun to come to the conclusion that for all this time, she wasn't even the one playing. What's even worse here is that this only got exposed after she had gotten on the Thailand national team and during an extremely important game between Thailand and Vietnam, which would have led this team to the finals. Yes, she was actually caught red-handed live on stream during the semifinals.
What game is this? Arena of Valor. What game is that? And why have I never heard about this like esports gaming thing? Esports Sea Games Cup? Well, hold on, what is Arena of Valor? We gotta check that out first. Arena of Valor. It kind of sounds familiar, but oh, it's like League of Legends. It's literally just mobile League of Legends. Okay, fair enough.
Of a competition that is the equivalent of the Olympics of Southeast Asia. Guys, I can't even begin to explain to you the secondhand embarrassment. I mean, this was so humiliating. Not just for her, though, not just for her teammates, but for the entire country of Thailand. And if you thought this was bad, then wait till you hear who was the person that was playing remotely for her during her entire...
Oh, so wait, esports... Wait, it wasn't that they weren't like catfishing. It's that they legit were having somebody else play for them. Oh, okay.
We only recently got confirmation in the beginning of 2026, and it's one hell of a way to start the year. Look, when I saw this, I thought it was so ridiculous. We had to talk about it. So you already know the drill. Without further ado, let's
that's what it's blank admits you played.
So to fully grasp what's going on, we have to go all the way back to the year 2011 when Tencent would purchase Riot Games.
Well, they bought Riot Games,
unprecedented and cost around $350 million.
Dude, that sounds kind of cheap for Riot.
Bet because they understood how big the mobile market was becoming. But more importantly, they were also understanding just how quickly the mobile market was becoming. Barely 2 years prior, Angry Birds had come out. And a year later, Candy Crush would come out, and these games would generate...
Yeah, bro, honestly, I'm a little surprised how much mobile games actually make in general. Like, yo, Candy Crush, all the moms be spamming that game. And all the I mean, I don't know how they made that much money. I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. They spend so much money on these games.
Billions upon billions of dollars. Soon developers would stop looking at PC and console and just focus on mobile because it was a cash cow, an absolute money printing machine, and it changed gaming forever. By 2015, Tencent's leadership team truly wanted to work with Riot Games to make a mobile version of League of Legends.
Right?
But no matter what Tencent did, no matter how many pitches they made, no matter how much revenue they started talking about, Riot Games leadership wouldn't budge. They truly believed that the experience that PC offered could never be replicated on mobile. But Tencent wasn't simply going to take no for an answer. In fact, even before asking Riot Games for their permission, they were already developing a MOBA for mobile behind the scenes and released it on that same year, in November 2015, exclusively for China. And that game would be none other than Honor of Kings.
Never heard of it though.
Years later, Honor of Kings is still the highest grossing mobile game of all time, beating Candy Crush, PUBG, Clash of Clans, you name it, making a whopping $18.6 billion.
Bro, I look at the time frame on release. Like, dude, they beat Candy Crush, and the thing's been out since 2012. The thing's only been this one's been out for 10 years now. But like, I mean, still, like, bro, that's crazy. What is Genshin Impact? Genshin Impact. I saw Genshin Impact somewhere. There it is, number 9. Genshin. Damn, that's a lot of money too. I mean, that's actually a lot comparing to how long it's been. That's 10 billion. I mean, I don't know what the conversion is per year they're making money. But I mean, that shit's still crazy.
Whopping $18.6 billion.
Billion would that
the game would prove to be so successful that Tencent would release a non-Chinese version for the rest of the world. It would be called Arena of Valor, and it would be published by G Arena. Now, this game wouldn't really find a lot of success in the West, but would instead find its success in Southeast Asia. It is the biggest mobile game in Thailand, for example, and so it continued to garner an obscene amount of money. Riot Games, on the other hand, would finally
there's a Wild Rift,
mobile version of League of Legends called League of Legends Wild Rift in 2020, 5 years after Honor of Kings had released exclusively in China. In 5 years, they made $1 billion.
$1 billion. Oh my God.
And aren't even in the top 50 highest grossing mobile games of all time. So if you ever needed proof that the people running Riot Games have maybe like barely 2 brain cells, this is it.
Yeah, he knows. I can agree.
All this is because this incident involves Arena of Valor. You see, esports tournaments in Southeast Asia always have a form of mobile games, whether it be PUBG or Arena of Valor, and they're taken very seriously. This is where the Southeast Asian Games come in. It's seen as this region's Olympics, and it happens once every 2 years.
I'm not gonna lie, every time I saw the circles, I thought it was actually the Olympics, but I'm like, when did the gaming enter the Olympics? Like the first thing we got to that was like X Games. For like, that's the only thing I can think of was like Call of Duty like 3 years ago, 4, no, but 10 years ago. What am I saying? 3, like years ago.
It features a wide array of different sports, and of course, one of these categories involves esports, more specifically, Arena of Valor. Now look, as I mentioned in the intro already, when it comes to Arena of Valor, Tokyogurl was a rising star.
Tokyogurl. It's not even Tokyo.
So that Talon Esports, a recognizable name in the Southeast Asian scene, decided to sign her on their team. And I mean, by this point, one could argue she made it, right? What better indicator of success do you need in esports than getting signed on to a team? But to Tokyogurl, this was still the beginning of her journey, because with that same team, she would go on to compete in the Thailand Women's National Qualifier for Arena of Valor. And guess what? Her role here would be substitute. But she was so damn good that by the end, not only did they win the entire national qualifier, but she went from substitute to carry.
Oh my god. She went a little too far. She got full publication? Full like, you know, she went full celebrity mode. She got on the main team. That's what some of you doing if you're not even playing. Come on, man. You should have tried your best to stay on the substitute. Then you know you made it. You're good. You're sitting there making your little money. You know, you ain't harming nobody other than maybe taking a spot from somebody else. But like, I mean, hey, the game's the game, I guess.
Important roles in the game. And yes, by the way, they won, which meant that they qualified to represent their country of Thailand in the Southeast Asia Games. That's what the qualifier was for. Team Talon was going to have the incredible honor of representing their country. And Tokyogurl was right there as the team's carry. Not only that though, she was seen as the rising star of the women's Arena Valor esports scene and was being given
it's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie,
beautiful girl or whatever, because she was both beautiful and incredibly skilled at the game. I mean, by this point we could say that she truly really made it, right? But in reality, this is where things were about to get very real, because she and her team had immense pressure on their shoulders. You see, Thailand has the most gold, silver, and bronze medals in this competition's history. So they had high expectations to keep up the status quo. I should point out that this ranking isn't the most fair thing, because not all the countries on this list were members on day one. In fact, Vietnam, for example, started off as South Vietnam. But you get the point, okay? Thailand is well known to have most medals in this competition's history. But that wasn't just it. The members of the Southeast Asian Games take turns hosting the games on their territory. And in 2025, the year her and her team were going to compete, Thailand was going to be the host. They were representing their own country on their own soil.
Home turf.
The pressure couldn't have been higher. And so on December 15th, it began. The Southeast Asian Games 33 Group Stage Women Arena of Valor tournament. 4 countries participated: Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, and Timor-Leste. Based on the qualifiers, Thailand was on track to make it to the finals. All they had to do was win against Vietnam. This was their first game in this tournament. So Thailand's team's only goal here was to just defeat Vietnam so they can make it to the finals and guarantee second place. If they would win the next match, they would guarantee a gold medal. They were in a very good position here, and they were so close to getting a minimum of top 2. But of course, seeing that they're on their home soil and they're representing their country, they were going for the gold medal. However, with some of the complications that occurred, I'm sure that some of the team members would have just rather gotten a bronze medal. In fact, no medal, rather than have to go through the embarrassment of having Tokyogurl on their team. All right, so here's the deal.
I'm still confused. They still haven't said how like she got caught or how she's even cheating in the first place here. Because wouldn't these all be on like stage and stuff? Like, wouldn't they be able to see if she's playing or not? And then like when she starts playing, wouldn't the skill gap really be like lowered for like when she's actually playing?
Tokyogurl's suspicious behavior would begin even before the game started. You see, as part of the tournament, they're all given a game phone. They can't use their own phone to compete, obviously. When Tokyogurl would receive her phone, she'd ask, "Can I take the phone with me so I can set it up with my own settings?" She was told, "Of course not, that's against the rules." But that would only be the beginning of her suspicious activity. She'd be acting weird even on the live stream, trying to hide her phone from the camera in front of her, making it seem like there's something on there that would get her in trouble somehow. And then eventually, live on stream, the Thai coach would catch something weird happening on her screen, and this is when the game would be paused. People initially were confused as to why the pause was happening. Some of her teammates had no idea what was going on, but the stream kept running, and she was being confronted by staff. They noticed that the movements she was making on her phone weren't matching the in-game movements. And what's worse is that the game would continue after this, and her performance would become severely worse. It seemed like after being caught, a switch had flipped. And as the second game was starting, her performance became abysmal, barely able to get a single kill. But at the time,
so she installed like a program that what would it be called? Like kind of like a Parsnec that was on like his PC version, where you can give access to your game to somebody else, like your phone to somebody else, like wirelessly, or like whatever, like through the internet. I think that's what she had on her phone. I think that makes sense.
Fans weren't even concerned with any of this. They were concerned with the fact that she was acting weird after being caught, making a middle finger gesture to the camera. This is of course seen as very unprofessional and not fit for an athlete. but I guess this was just her way of coping with the idea that she was caught. So as I mentioned, after she was caught, the games kept going on. Tokyo Performance would be abysmal, some of the worst games she's ever played in her career. And Thailand would end up losing to Vietnam 0-3. It was a very embarrassing defeat, but what was more embarrassing are the extremely quick and ruthless consequences that came her way on the same day. Very shortly after Thailand's crushing defeat to Vietnam,
this is part
the
of
Thailand National Olympic Committee would post this letter on their socials, saying, "Decision on personal penalty for a Thai athlete of the Thailand Arena of Valor women's team. Esports event at the 33rd SEA Games Thailand 2025. To whom it may concern, this is to inform
so she did use the software. Yeah, there it is.
The Arena of Valor women's team match between Team Thailand and Team Vietnam in the winners final of the esports competition at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on December 15th, 2025. A Thai athlete, Warasin Nafat, committed an offense under item 943 of the Esports Technical Handbook by using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification during Game 1.
I wonder what software it's called.
After further investigation, conclusive evidence was found, which led to the imposition of a personal penalty resulting in her expulsion from the entirety of the esports competition at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. The decision is final. The above is for your information and understanding. Thank you and best regards.
Yeah, no, that's a good decision.
The esports technical delegate of the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. So hey, that investigation didn't take long at all. And this letter would serve to be the beginning of a tsunami for Tokyogurl's entire career. But before we get to that, let's take a step back. What the hell did they mean when they said using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification?
She must install something, I don't know.
How could you even cheat in a MOBA game? Well, that wasn't clear. The Thailand National Olympic Committee didn't give any specifics. So you had many people theorize, and even news publications theorize, that what she was using was TeamViewer, a program that allows you to remotely control the user's
I was
device. But you see, anyone who's used TeamViewer before can attest to the fact that it's laggy as fuck. The latency would not allow you to compete in a high-level esports tournament, especially in MOBA. It requires split-second decisions. Additionally, many people were wondering how we could even start talking about remote interference when this was a tournament. Aren't tournaments like this usually held on a local network? Well, it turned out that no, actually. Not in the case of the women's tournament. The women's tournament for Arena of Valor was on an online private server. So things were starting to get very interesting, to say the least, but no proper conclusions were reached just yet as to how she cheated. In the meantime, though, the tsunami on her career would continue, and Talon would very quickly release a statement saying she is out of our organization effective immediately. Additionally, she'll be repaying around 9 months of her training costs for the entire duration of when she was under our organization. Now, they didn't specify a number, but around 9 months of training expenses? Yeah, that's not a small amount of money, I'm sure. As far as I'm aware, this also included prize money. And of course, seeing all this happen, G Arena wasted no time whatsoever and also put out a statement on their Facebook page. In it, they would of course express outrage and announce that they were banning Tokygirl from participating in anything related to Arena of Valor indefinitely, forever. But of course, this tsunami ending her career didn't just involve companies. It also involved her heartbroken teammates, like for example, Give Me a Kiss, the captain for the Talon team, and by that same token, the captain for the Thailand national team. On December 15th, she posted, "I was heartbroken when I found out, but I'll do my best." Her heartbreak is of course in reference to her teammate cheating, but her saying that she'll do her best was in reference to the game they've still yet to play in the lower bracket final. You see, shortly after the game with Vietnam, Tokygirl would get benched. The Thailand national team would then bring in the substitute to play against Laos because they had won against Timor-Leste and therefore qualified to play Thailand in the lower bracket final. The winner of the lower bracket final would face off against Vietnam in the real finals for the gold medal. Thailand would actually end up winning against Laos, qualifying them for the finals against Vietnam. This game against Laos would happen on the next day in the early morning of the 16th. However, barely a few hours later, Santi Lothong,
who is this guy?
President of the Thai Esports Federation, would go live on his personal Facebook page. This is when he would confirm, while breaking down in tears, that the Thailand national team for Arena of Valor would be withdrawing from the competition entirely, even though they had made it to the finals against Vietnam. This meant that Laos would take their place, and this meant that Thailand was withdrawing with 0 medals.
See, the only thing that sucked about this is because, like, I feel like this situation, they should be allowed to play, but then I guess technically, if she was like because they had to do qualifiers for this event, so I guess technically she would be involved. For them even get qualified is like she was cheating to even get qualified. So I guess it wouldn't really like say that she was like, they're like worthy of the team. So I guess maybe it does make sense for them to get kicked. But I mean, like, they did actually just beat one of the teams that did qualify. So I guess, I mean, technically they still have the skills to prove that they can be there, which is kind of weird because I feel like, I don't know why they got kicked out, which is, I don't know. That's just how I feel about that.
Women's tournament for Arena of Valor. He'd then speak to a newspaper on that matter and say, I, Santi Lothong, as president of the Thai Esports Federation and president of the Asian Esports Federation, hereby announce that Thailand will withdraw its Arena of Valor women's team from the 33rd SCA Games hosted by Thailand. We respect all regulations, we respect friendships, and we respect the spirit of sportsmanship. What happened went beyond our scope of responsibility, as this is a serious matter. As the host nation, we cannot allow the tournament to continue under such circumstances. We understand that the Thai and Laotian teams still competed this morning. Thank you, Chairman Chan, for not filing a complaint against Thailand or withdrawing from the tournament this morning. That is the spirit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Thank you to the Laotian athletes for taking to the field and showing respect for Thailand. As the president of the association, I would like to send my encouragement to the remaining athletes who are still competing. I understand that you have all tried your best. Last night I spoke with Coach Poom. This is truly a very difficult situation, with Thailand being the host country and me as the president of the Asian Federation, who is absolutely responsible for overseeing this tournament. After that, I will speak individually with the athletes in my capacity as the esports manager of Thailand. So as you can see, this was a very big deal. It was very embarrassing, heartbreaking, and humiliating to anyone that had anything to do with Thailand. I wonder where she is now. After the announcement of them officially withdrawing from the competition, Give Me a Kiss would post another Facebook post that was met with a ton of support, saying, I'm speechless with sadness. We've all worked so hard for this, towards our shared dream and goal. Last night, we continued practicing with the remaining lineup until very late. My heart is completely shattered. Finally, I want to apologize to everyone. You see, this wasn't just about the teammates of Tokyogurl. So they just automatically get seconds? This stretched way beyond to any Thai athlete. In parallel, for example, the men's division of Arena of Valor won second place. But now, even that was being put into question. Did they cheat? Did they do this legit? No way. They had essentially faced additional scrutiny just because of that incident and made it seem like they faked their win. All Thai athletes were beginning to suffer from this. So seeing that this incident had escaped containment, that doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be the case. Chernobyl, and the consequences were spreading shockwaves across the entirety of Thailand as a country and its integrity and its pride. What did Tokyogurl have to say about it? Did she apologize? Did she make amends? Did she try to make it right? There is no way she had a response. I would have just muted myself, like muted everything and just gone on with my life. I don't know. If you're literally getting caught cheating, like I would have, like, you know, I would have said, oh no, yeah, whatever. Okay, gone on with my life. Let's get a job somewhere else. You know, nobody's going to really know because it's still gaming. So you probably still get a job somewhere unless they search up your socials. But even then, like, I feel like you can still probably get away with it. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. I feel like she could still get away with it. Nope. Because why would she? Instead, she'd be hospitalized immediately after. And the only public statement she'd make would be a reply to a Facebook post criticizing her. Here's what she'd have to say. Let me answer. If I had cheated, I would have won a long time ago. To be honest, how could I have cheated? I was playing by myself, but because of the stress and pressure of the game, I panicked. At that time, no one around me knew what was happening, so I was taken to the hospital. I've only just been able to use my phone, and my hand is still plugged into an IV drip. So I'm completely unable to share or clarify anything about the fraud. You don't know what I've been through, and yet you're saying that? Anyone in that situation wouldn't know how to react either. As for the middle finger incident, I was just joking with the person sitting next to me. When I turned around, the camera was pointed at someone else's face. I was just teasing my friends because I was so stressed at the time. I was so panicked that I fainted, which is why I had to be taken to the hospital. I mean, seriously, what an incredible 10 out of 10 statement. Truly redeemed herself with that one. Okay. Give me the doctor's note. Who is this Cha-Cha-Chilla trying to gain sympathy by telling us she's in the hospital? Look, under no circumstances should someone hurt themselves. Hold on. I didn't get the reference there. Who? I'm being defamed?
how a VTuber bullying backfire on her. Wait, so this is somebody's wait. So a VTuber was bullying somebody else, and then she said it was not she wasn't bullying anybody. Oh, okay. Fair enough, I guess.
Sympathy by telling us she's in the hospital? Look, under no circumstances should someone hurt themselves over anything. But come on, you fainted because you were stressed? Of course you would be, because you were caught. And no one's going to believe that whole middle finger story. You were looking directly at the camera. Yeah. And as she was trying to defend herself in this stupidly made post, more details would emerge as to how she cheated. So each player
this is what I want to know.
A phone, right? And since this wasn't played on LAN, this was played on an online private server, each player was given an account to log in with. Tokyogurl would then take these credentials and send them to someone else so that they can log in and play for her. She would then install Discord, and get into a call with the person playing for her. That person would then screen share their game. Tokyogurl would watch the screen share and full screen it, and would then attempt to mimic their movements on her screen, faking the fact that she was the one who was playing. And get this, this wasn't just done for this tournament.
Hold on. It's not even, bro, it didn't even think like using a program and having somebody control it wirelessly. She gave it to somebody else to log in somebody else and then use Discord, the screenshot. That's insane. That's so stupid. I mean, actually, you know what? It's not I shouldn't say it's stupid. It's actually kind of smart, but it doesn't sound that technologically advanced. Like, oh, I'm using some third-party software. It's like kind of cool. Technically, it's a third-party software, but it's like some fast, like advanced AI hacking thing. Like, you know, it's just like, yeah, I got my boy to log in on my account. I just streamed it on Discord. That's so insane. Oh, hey, wait, where's my cursor?
This is what she's been doing for her entire career. Because after the first round, after she was caught and had to actually close Discord, her performance would become abysmal. So after her terrible reply, and after the reveal of what she had done to cheat, Tokyogurl would delete her Instagram page, her Facebook page, and her TikTok, essentially wiping all traces of herself online. As people were still mind blown by how she was able to fake her entire career through using Discord, the Vietnamese newspaper VN Express would interview some players in the Arena of Valor community, including the team captain Give Me a Kiss, to try and understand Tokyogurl's insane story a bit better. The article would say, Tokyogurl had long been a prominent name in Thailand's Arena of Valor community. Team captain Jomkon Pumsino, known as Give Me a Kiss, said she was widely regarded as one of the country's strongest female marksmen and jungle players. Her live streams and TikTok videos regularly showcased high-level gameplay, leading to her inclusion in the national squad without a formal tryout. Head coach Jakapon Pom and several teammates said Tokyogurl appeared to be the strongest player on the roster during preseason practice matches. However,
you know what? I think the Thailand team deserved to be kicked out from the first one, because like, dude, you didn't even give her a tryout. You saw her playing on TikTok. You're like, yep, that's the one. Let's wrap it up, everybody. Let's pick her up. That's the one. Yep, we need this one. That's so bad. I guess they'll never do that again. They are going to try out every player now.
They noted that she rarely attended in-person training sessions and mostly played with the team online. Surprise, surprise, right? Tokyogurl's reputation was further reinforced by Chicken V, a well-known Thai Arena of Valor streamer who had previously helped introduce her to a wider audience. I played solo matches against her and lost badly, Chicken V said. But in hindsight, there were warning signs. She always had someone beside her when playing online. When I asked her to play in person, she often made excuses. Looking back at her old videos, none showed her hands or the screen, only her forehead. So you see,
that would make sense. I think the part of whoever this Chicken V person is, if you don't want to meet up with somebody, you don't have to meet up with somebody. You know, like that shouldn't be weird. I personally think, hey man, I'm a VTuber. I'm neat. I'm a niche. You know, I'm like I don't want to meet people. I don't like going outside. You know, I'm not touching grass. Okay, that is not happening. But other than not showing your hand or anything and just seeing forehead, that's kind of yeah.
These people chose to give her the benefit of the doubt, and yet she completely used their trust and threw it in the garbage. However, one question remained. Who the hell was behind her gameplay? Who was this insane player that allowed her to fake her entire career? Well, and you won't believe this. It just so happened that
another pro player.
Tokyogurl's boyfriend had been an ex-esports player.
He was a pro player. Oh my god!
Valor. I know, absolutely crazy. No one would have guessed that. So people theorized that it was him. However,
no
one had any concrete proof, and no one had come out to reveal this. That would be, of course, until a couple weeks would pass by after the incident. Because on January 2nd, the remote player would finally confess.
Oh, who was it? Who was it? Who is it?
Nobody's surprise. On January 2nd, Cheerio would come out and confess that he was the player playing remotely for Tokyogurl. He confessed this by posting a statement on his personal
I'm gonna say this is a boyfriend. I don't know.
An account that
same
still,
t-shirt, at least.
even
They
after
look similar.
The confession has a donation link in the bio. I mean, how shameless.
I wonder how much money he made from that.
The statement would, of course, be in Thai and would comprise of 2 pages. Here's what it had to
Translate?
say. Hello, I'm Cheerio, and I want to clarify the issues that occurred during the SEA Games 33 and other tournaments where there were suspicions of substitutions in many matches. I acknowledge that this is true as reported by the press. I've had time to reflect. I regret what I have done, and I want to offer my sincere apologies to society. Okay, this is a bit roughly translated, but, you know, you'll get the point, I'm sure. I take responsibility for what happened and accept all criticism and consequences without any justification. I apologize to those affected by my selfish actions. I apologize to all Thai people for bringing shame to the country. This incident is an important lesson in my life. I will use it to reflect on myself, improve, and make amends. I promise that I will not let anyone else be harmed or let the country lose its reputation because of my actions again. Finally, I would like to apologize to everyone once again. I apologize to Mr. Santi Lotong, president of the Thai Esports Association. I apologize to the Talon women's team. I apologize to the other women's teams that lost their chance. I apologize to everyone involved in all the tournaments I participated in, and I apologize to everyone who was disappointed with the results. I decided to speak out late because the public outcry was so strong and so rapid that I wasn't prepared and didn't know how to respond. I apologize to everyone. I'm currently in a place where I'm not ready to live stream. When I get home,
you're not going to live stream
to apologize and again explain what everyone wants to know. So look, already way better than the statements that
all we got so far is like, let me just say I'm sorry for all this, but no, he's sorry that he got caught. He's not actually sorry that like he did anything, because if he knew this outcome was going to be exactly like that. He knew how big the game was. He knew how much people supported this game. He knew that people are going to react if this ever got caught. So he's not actually sorry. He's not sorry at all. He's only sorry he got caught. That's it.
Tokyogurl made, but still a lot of questions remain unanswered. And I guess when he eventually live streams, maybe we'll get to know. And according to this article by the Vietnamese publication known as Bao Moi, Cheerio is highly regarded in the Thai esports scene. Specifically for Arena of Valor, he's seen as a very skilled player. Interestingly enough, someone of his skill and playstyle stood more to lose than Tokyogurl by doing this. So that's one of the questions that's unanswered. Why did he do this? Purely because he was her boyfriend, or was there something else?
So it was the boyfriend. Okay,
Either way, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter, because the Thai Esports Association immediately would announce that they're taking action, not just against Tokyogurl, but now against Cheerio after he admitted being the remote player. This is where Santi Lotong would confirm that he'll be pursuing legal action against both individuals to the fullest extent, saying that Cheerio's admission will expedite the investigation process by allowing communication companies to check the IP addresses of the offenders for evidence, with authorities affirming that legal proceedings will continue until fully resolved. And by the way, just as an update, yes, they've confirmed that the IP address was different. So it doesn't take a genius to understand that this
that one's obvious,
will be facing a lot of headaches in 2026, and the year has barely just started. But speaking of headaches, the ones who actually have to suffer through them for a long time now will be anyone, more specifically any woman looking to compete for Thailand, or you know what, in esports in general. This is well explained by Frozen Kiss, one of the biggest Thai female content creators who also used to be an esports athlete. She'd make this post on Facebook saying, "I'm speechless with disappointment. Why would someone cheat to make the national team? Even in smaller tournaments, it's unacceptable. Other women's teams that are serious, dedicated to training and competing have been developing for so long. This Southeast Asia Games was watched by many, and there was a growing desire to see a proper women's tournament established, and then it all fell apart. The problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. Honestly, I'm so ashamed that a player we used to compete with is accused of cheating at a national level. How do people view Thai female players now? Why would someone dare to ruin our country's reputation and the dedication of others? It feels so unfair. I feel so sorry for the other teams that worked so hard but lost like this. It's such a waste of opportunity." So
yeah, I don't know about that statement. I don't know. I feel like people shouldn't be worried about too much of the country and like just the female. I think they should just be worried about just the individual itself. I feel like it's literally the one individual's fault and not the entire community should be taken as fault for it. That's just how I see the situation as. Like, I feel like, I mean, I I hope other people see the same way I would, but as long as like teams do their due diligence of checking, like the fact that she didn't even get a tryout, she got hired off of TikTok clips. Like that is absolutely insane and should never happen like that. But yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. It should be fine. I hope it should be fine. I don't know. This is I ain't in the biz like this.
As I mentioned before, this wasn't just about this team in particular, or Tokyogurl in particular. This was about all Thai athletes. And I mean, think of how demotivating it is to be a team that had lost to Talon in the national qualifiers. Like you lost out on the opportunity of representing your country because someone on the enemy team had their boyfriend playing for them. That's crazy. It's so unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Based on Frozen Kiss's post, she said the problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. This means that this isn't the first time that a female athlete faked her entire career in esports.
Oh, really?
It's just that no one managed to fake it until they had reached the national team.
Level? True.
It's only normal to be furious if you're Thai, and I mean, it's only normal to be furious if you're a woman in general, honestly. I hope that the country's reputation can recover, and I hope that better measures are taken to make sure that everyone's playing fair in the future. This was an absolutely crazy incident, and I hope that this is the last time we hear of it. And for you watching, yes, you take this as a lesson. You can fake being something that you're not. Hell, you can probably do it for a long time, but eventually it'll catch up to you one way or another. The best you can do for yourself is to live a life full of authenticity while also making sure that you have
posed up
no
in this
regrets.
bitch.
Don't take out a $50,000 loan to show off to people that don't matter on Instagram. And definitely don't somehow convince your boyfriend to play for you on a pro level. I mean, what the fuck?
What if I flip the money,
dude? Thanks so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to use the code Mujin on Gamersubs for 10%
Hey, Gamersub, GG's.
You can do this on any of their tubs.
These guys got a lot of sponsors. Or people they're sponsoring.
Powder. Bro, this packaging looks insane. I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Should be soon, because I'm going to have a big sponsor announcement in that one. Stay tuned. I love you so much. And please take care. Mwah.
Heard. Damn, dude. Hey, man, I would love the video game for Thailand. Let us know. Dude, that's actually so funny. It's so insane. I actually kind of, I don't know. I feel like Thailand should be chill with this. Like not chill with the situation of it. I think like they shouldn't people shouldn't blame Thailand for the issues of one individual. I feel like, you know, one person cheats, the whole entire community should not be at fault or blamed for it.